What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Tangerine, an unexpected Christmas movie. I know it does take place on Christmas Eve. I actually looked at, for something else, I was looking at top Christmas movies. Just overall, just top Christmas movies. And Tangerine was on the list, surprisingly. I didn't really find it. There's a scene with a taxi driver where he goes home and his family's there and they're celebrating. I guess they're celebrating having Christmas dinner. And so that's kind of the only part of it. It's based in LA, Hollywood, donut time. Follows two trans women who are also streetwalkers, who one of which gets released on Christmas Eve from prison, and she's trying to track down her pimp, who she's in love with. And very simple, independent movie. I believe the whole film was shot on an iPhone, which is amazing. It looks great. Definitely a lower budget film, but yeah, Sean Baker, the director. He also did. Let's see, what movie was that? That was The Florida Project, which on an older podcast of mine, Ray Loves Movies, I reviewed. And just he's able to get these performances out of people that aren't necessarily actors. I don't know if anybody in this movie was specifically an actor. Ian Edwards, stand-up comedian, is in this small part in this movie. But generally, at least in the Florida Project, most of the actors that were in that were first-time kids that just amazing performances. This one's not that much different. I mean, you're following these two women. You're also seeing other aspects of it, like the man that was at his Christmas dinner, the taxi driver who, gets off by picking up these transgender women, gives them a blowjob. That's what he's into. Even though he's married and has kids, he's into it. He likes it. And specifically, but it's I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know. It's a good movie. I'd wanted to watch it a while back. Finally got around to it. It's on Hulu or Amazon, one of those streaming networks and streaming platforms. And I finally watched it, and it's just so good. It took a little bit to get hooked, but I was hooked pretty instantly. It's just interesting to see kind of this new, this new way people are living out there, I guess you could say it. Trans is definitely a big topic culturally over the past few years. It seems like it's definitely become more of a topic as far as human rights is concerned. I have no problem. I am actually a huge fan of tranny. Well, they call it she-male still on porn websites, but I love me a chick with a dick. It's one of those categories of porn. It's just I've gone so deep into the rabbit hole of porn that I get into everything, and definitely over the past few years I've gotten more into the trans women porn. And also, there's just some beautiful women out there that just happen to have dicks. I'm attracted to women. I think women are just the aesthetic of a woman is pleasing to me. It turns me on. So much so that it can overpower a dick, which is crazy. I've never experienced. I don't know if it's something that I would necessarily delve into in my personal life, but as far as that the part of my life where I use a computer to simulate sex, porn that I watch. Yeah, that's one of the categories I'll definitely go to. But yeah, so you get to follow these, and some not all women are attractive, not all trans women are attractive. I get it. It is what it is. The manly women, I'm not into women, cisgendered women who are like bodybuilders. There's that body type that I'm not a huge fan of. I like the feminine look. I love the, anyway, doesn't matter. Why? How do we get into this? I didn't jerk off during this movie, right? I for sure got hard a couple times, but just I don't know. It is. Things happen. It's chemistry, blood. Uh, but yeah, it was a good movie. It also it centers around this donut place that's a legit place. I think it's actually been shut down since this movie's come out. Donut Time in, I think it's West Hollywood, where it was located, and that was the hub for all the trans women in L.A. to hang out and conduct their business, as it were. Which this movie definitely features. It's interesting seeing a slice of life that you don't have any concept of. I'm not in that world, but it's interesting to see. And I just enjoyed it. I felt for people. I felt for the dude who's into trans women, but he's Middle Eastern, and he's got, people that come from like these restricted backgrounds, these religious backgrounds that call you a horrible person for being into things that you're just into. Like, it's not your fault you're into these things. Nobody's fault. You should be into whatever you want to be into, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody. But there's this old school mentality, these, people that come from other countries, people that come in this country, and it's usually just religious based. They read some old book, or had this old guy told them about this story in this book that's supposed to make you hate these people that are different from you. So I felt for him. I feel bad for anybody that's not able to be their true self, that's not able to be their open self. I have no problem if you feel like you're a woman trapped in a man's body. I have no problem with you doing what you do to, be who you are, be who you want to be. It doesn't really matter. We live in a world where it's insane. You can believe that the earth is flat right now. Like, legitimately, there's communities that believe the earth is flat. There's people that like delve into like ridiculous conspiracy theories because they'd rather watch somebody they'd rather regurgitate some bullshit that they saw on YouTube than actually learn something. They'd rather listen to, they want to find bullshit and everything, so they find it, and then it's just confirmation bias, man. You can live whatever lifestyle you want. You can believe in the most ridiculous shit you want, but don't like judge people. Don't force people to live how you think you should be living. Let as long as they're not fucking hurting anybody. Who gives a fuck? Just let people be happy. I don't understand. Like, all these religions where it's like they preach happiness and forgiveness and love, and yet they're the most judgmental, like hypocritical, just hateful people. If you're not them, if you're not following their fucking guidelines to their cult, it is what it is, man. I enjoyed this movie. I'm really looking forward to whatever Sean Baker does next. I mean, this was his first movie. Florida Project was his second movie. I think he definitely took a step up with Florida Project, but I like his style. It has that gritty, that real, that just it looks like it's an honest representation of life, as opposed to, aspects of Green Book that were clearly, movie Hollywoodified, but I love the raw too. I love the rawness of independent movies that you get, and Sean Baker nails it, I think, with not only this movie, Tangerine, but also the Florida Project. So it would be awesome to see what he does next. I really enjoy seeing the performances that he gets out of people, and just kind of these basic stories, slice of life kind of things. But I like it. I like seeing the dirty side of life, man. I really do. So that's it for this episode. New episodes of this show come out every day. Subscribe to the podcast everywhere, video, audio. It is there. Just look for it. Ray Taylor Show. Binge the full week in advance over at patreon.com/inspireddisorder. Inspireddisorder.com for all of my artwork and t-shirts, which you can buy. And through the holidays till the end of the year, you can save 50% by using coupon code THANKS18. That's the number 18 when you check out. At Ray Taylor is me on all social media. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out.